Hello student, in this video lesson, I will going to explain you class 7 and Alien Handbook chapter number 7 Chandni. Let's start our chapter. There are only two characters in this story. First Chandni and second Abu Khan. Chandni is the name of a goat. Abu Khan kept goats as pets. He loved his goats, but they left him one by one. He bought a young pretty goat and called her Chandni. In the story, there is a man whose name is Abu Khan and he kept goat as a pet, but all his goat left him one by one. At last, he brought a pretty goat and called it Chandni. Once upon a time, there lived an old man in Almora. He was popularly known as Abu Khan. Abu Khan was the name and he lived in Almora. Almora is a hilly area. He lived all alone except for a few goats which he always kept as pets. Abu Khan lived alone. He only kept goats as a pet. He gave his goats funny names such as Kalwa, Mungia or Gujri. Abu Khan gave his goat very funny names like Kalwa, Mungia or Gujri. He would take them out for grazing during the day and talk to them as one talks to one's own children. At night, he would bring them back to his little hut and put a string around the neck of each goat. In the morning, he take out his goats for grazing and he also talked with them like children. And at night, he kept them in a hut and tie a rope around their neck. Poor Abu Khan was a little unlucky in the matter of his goats. Very often at night, one of the goats would pull and pull at the string till it broke loose and then would disappear in the hill beyond. Abu Khan was little unlucky on the matter of goats as his goats pulled their string and ran to the forest. Goats in hilly regions hate being tied to trees or poles. They love their freedom. The goats of hills did not like being tied to trees or poles. They love their freedom. Abu Khan's goats were of the best hill breed. They too loved their freedom. As Abu Khan's goats were also the best breed of hills, they also love freedom. So whenever they got a chance, they would run away only to get killed by an old wolf who lived in the hills. And whenever these goats got a chance, they ran away and there they were killed by a wolf who lived in the hills. Whenever one of his goats disappeared, Abu Khan was very sad. Whenever the goat of Abu Khan disappeared, he became very sad. He did not understand why even the juiciest grass and grain that he gave them and all the love that he showered on them would not stop these unfortunate goats from running straight into the jaws of death. And Abu Khan thought he gave them good food and love, but these goats went into the mouth of death as the wolf killed them in the hills. Are these goats mad? He wondered. Abu Khan surprised to think that these goats are mad. Or was it their love for freedom? Or they loved freedom? But freedom means struggle, hardship, even death. Abu Khan couldn't solve the mystery. But the meaning of freedom was there, hardship, struggle, or even in the last they died. But Abu Khan could not solve the mystery. One day, when all his goats had left him, Abu Khan said to him, One day when all the goats left him, Abu Khan said to himself, "No more goats in my house ever again." That he will not brought any other goat in his house. I may yet live for a few more years, but I will live without goats. Now he thought he has a short life and he live rest of his life without any goat. However, the poor old man was terribly lonely. Abu Khan was very lonely because he had no family. He simply couldn't do without his pets. He was unable to live without his pets. Very soon, he bought a young goat. Again, he bought a young goat after some time. He thought, a young goat will stay with me much longer. She will soon begin to love me as well as the food I give her every day. Abu Khan thought that the young goat would stay with him for a long time and she would soon begin to love him as well as the food which he gave her every day. She will never want to go to the hills and she would never want to go to the hills, and he laughed with joy. Now Abu Khan was happy. The new goat was very pretty, means beautiful. She was white as snow. She was white in color and had two little horns on her little head and a pair of gleaming red eyes. Gleaming means shining. She had shining red eyes. She had a friendly temperament and would listen to Abu Khan's tales with a lot of interest and affection. She was the goat of friendly nature and heard the stories of Abu Khan with a lot of interest and affection. Abu Khan called her Chandni and Abu Khan named her Chandni, which means moonlight. Chandni means moonlight. He loved Chandni and would narrate to her stories of all his friends who were dead and gone. Abu Khan also told Chandni about his old friend who were dead now. Several years passed. Chandni was still there, and after that, many years passed, and Chandni was still with Abu Khan. Abu Khan believed that Chandni would never leave his company for the free and fresh air of hills beyond, and Abu Khan was thinking that Chandni would never left him for the freedom or fresh air. Alas, he was mistaken again. But it was very sad that Abu Khan was thinking wrong. Like other goats, Chandni too missed the hills. She told Abu Khan she must have her freedom. The story of the dangerous wolf in the forest did not discourage Chandni. Chandni was also missing hills like other goats, and he also wanted freedom, and the story of dangerous wolf did not frighten her. Every morning Chandni watched the hilltops bathed in the sunlight. How beautiful those hills are, she thought. Whenever Chandni looked the hills in sunlight, he thought the hills were very beautiful. How refreshing the breeze that blows through them, and how lovely to run across those green fields. She ran towards the hills but had to stop with a jerk. The rope round her neck wouldn't let her go any further. How she hated that rope. Chandni thought the wind which blew through them was so refreshing. She thought it was very lovely to run across the fields, and he tried to went towards the hills but stopped with a jerk. Jerk means a sudden pull because there is a rope around her neck which don't let him go further. And Chandni hate that rope. She stopped eating the green grass Abu Khan brought for her, nor did she listen to his stories with interest and affection. Now Chandni stopped eating green grass which Abu Khan brought for her, and she did not like to listen the stories of Abu Khan with interest and love. She lost her appetite, grew very thin, and stared moodily at the hilltops bathed in sunlight. Now Chandni stopped eating grass, so she became very thin. She only looked the hills covered with sunlight. Abu Khan did not understand Chandni's anguish. Abu Khan did not understand the desire of Chandni. At last, she decided to speak to him frankly. Now, in the last, Chandni decided that she frankly talked to Abu Khan. Dear Abu Khan, she said, let me go to the hills, please. She requested Abu Khan to let her go to the hills. If I stay on in your compound, I will die. She said if she lived in the compound of Abu Khan, she would die. Now Abu Khan understood Chandni's problem, but it made him very sad. The earthen pot which contained Chandni's breakfast fell from his hands and broke into 1,000 pieces. To listen to Chandni, Abu Khan was very sad, and Abu Khan had a breakfast pot in his hand which fell and broke into 1,000 pieces. Why do you want to leave me, Chandni? Abu Khan asked. Abu Khan asked the reason why she wanted to leave him. I want to go to the hills, Chandni answered, and Chandni replied that she wanted to go to the hills. Don't you like the food here? I will give you the tastier food and a much longer rope. Now, Abu Khan asked Chandni if she didn't like the food, and he offered her that he would give her a much longer rope. No, thank you. Let me go to the hills. But Chandni requested to let her go to the hills. Do you realize the risk you are running, you obstinate creature? Now Abu Khan was angry. He said to the Chandni that there was a lot of risk in hills, you ungraceful creature. There is a dangerous wolf in the hills, and he also told him about dangerous wolf. He will eat you up. Abu Khan did his best to warn her. Abu Khan did his best to convince Chandni. Chandni answered, God has given me a pair of horns. I will fight the wolf. But Chandni replied Abu Khan that God had given her a pair of horns and she would fight to the wolf. Fight the wolf? Indeed. Have you forgotten the story of your sister Kalwa, who was the size of a big deer? She fought the wolf through the night but was killed in the morning. Abu Khan narrated Kalwa's story for the 50th time. Now, Abu Khan told Chandni the story of Kalwa for the 50th time to stop her. To all this, Chandni had only one thing to say, I want to go to the hills. But Chandni didn't listen to Abu Khan. She only said that she wanted to go to the hills. Abu Khan got very annoyed. Now Abu Khan was very angry. He thundered, "You are not going anywhere." Now he shouted that she was not going anywhere. "From today, you will live in a small hut and not move about freely in the compound." Now Abu Khan said to the Chandni that from that day she would live in a small hut and did not move freely in the compound. Ungrateful as you are, you must still be safe from the wolf. Now Abu Khan said to the Chandni that she was very ungrateful, but still she must be saved from the wolf in the hut. He pushed her into a small hut and shut the door. After pushing Chandni into a small hut, Abu Khan shut the door, but he forgot to close the small window at the back. The same night, Chandni made that window her passage to freedom. But Abu Khan forgot to close the small window, and that same night, Chandni ran from that window. What happened with the Chandni after that, we will read in the next part. Thank you for watching.